Song sparrows. The song sparrow is the one that's right there, right there. One of the ways of remembering song sparrow's song from what I've studied is maids, 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 put on your tea kettle, ettle, 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 is what it kind of sounds like, basically. And I hear a robin too. I thought I heard a wood thrush earlier too. This is a great time of year for bird song. Yeah, there's a lot of Rosa multiflora, that invasive rose that's coming in along in here. I'm not sure what the flowering tree there is, Linda. It might be Elaeagnus, one of the autumn olives, or Russian olive, or something like that.
Yeah.
But another one of the non-natives that's coming in.
You didn't plant that.
No, not at all. I don't even know if it's available in the trade, to tell you the truth.
It's all trees that were here.
Yes, those were all maintained down along in there. Looks like mostly oaks and maybe some maples in there too.
It's really sweet. It's very good. It's smelling here right now. Alan,
Sorry?
the sweet smell. Do you recognize it? I know it's something.
Was that the tree that was flowering
I
down
think
there?
so.
I think so too. Yeah, I did smell that little sweetness as well. I'd have to get closer to key it out to see what it actually was.
Yeah, it's a tough down
Yes.
here.
Could
I don't
someone
trust
have-
myself on
could
this
someone
one.
else have planted it? Do you think someone else might have planted it?
I think it's come in.
It's probably
I think it's
coming
just
from-
volunteered. Yeah.
You know, there's landscapers, not you guys, but landscapers in general tended to bring in a lot of our what we now consider non-native species, and they have escaped. So, and they brought them in because someone said, you know, I was in Japan and I saw, and could I get that? And somebody brings it in. That's why we have Japanese maples that thrive, because of the similarity in our climates to
Right.
Japan, right? Think about it, we're both on the same side, two different oceans, but we're both on the same side. So it's, so they thrived here, and they don't have any predators. They don't have anything that wants to eat them. So they thrive even more than the natives. So we have these very pretty and lovely, very red Japanese maples in the fall, and they get out. So
I'm noticing a weed here too. Also non-native, that's coming in, this sort of broadleaf weed that you see here, which is a type of a plantain. And my ethnicity, in case you were wondering what the last name Juba, where it comes from, is Polish actually. Originally spelled D-Z-I-U-B-A, but pronounced Juba. And in Polish, this plant is called babkowe liście, which means grandmother's leaves, because it was sort of a remedy for your grandmother if you had a skin inflammation or that sort of a thing. It's apparently you would wrap it on your skin or that sort of a thing. So that's just kind of a funny story of what people used to use to get better, you know, that sort of thing.
sometimes homeopathic remedies.
Yeah,
They work.
absolutely.
I always use arnica.
So do I.
So good.
I think we have one of those too. We have one of those this spring. I think I picked it up.
Higher on up the hill are those same amelanchiers that we started our tour with today. You can see they do well on slopes, just as well on lower elevations too. You know, again, those will get to be 12, 15, 18 feet tall. They have berries on them too, and they should do very well there too.
Birds will love those.
Yeah, they're great. Another plant that wasn't intentionally planted is this fuzzy thing that you see right along in here, which is a type of verbascum. Well, it's also called a mullein, and that plant is a type of what's called a biennial. A lot of times people hear perennial or annual, but they don't hear biennial. An annual is a plant that'll just live for 1 year, as the name implies. Perennial is a plant that'll come back a number of years. But then there are biennials that, as its name implies, will grow for 2 years. And right now, this is a plant that is probably in its second year by the looks of how big the leaves are and that sort of thing. So a seed came in and it grew last year, it wintered over, and now during the summer it will come up with this huge spike of yellow flowers, little tiny yellow flowers, but the spike will probably be about 5 or 6 feet tall or so. And attractive to pollinators, attractive to birds once the seeds are set and that sort of a thing. But you could always tell mullein because it's got those very fuzzy sorts of leaves.
And it grew right up through
The mugwort that was there, absolutely.
and the seeds will later produce another.
Exactly. The seeds will be dispersed throughout the rest. I mean, you can see that there's a mullein there, there's a mullein up over there too. And it will most definitely spread around that way.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
If you come back here during the summer, you should see them spiking up and in flower. It is a poplar, yep. This is not something that was intentionally planted,
Really?
but it is a poplar, populus,
Water source.
Yeah.
because it's right by the water, exactly. And
It's a dentata.
I think it's probably dentata, yes, or dentata, however you would pronounce it. These are the trees. I don't think it's native. Is it native to the West Coast, but not here?
Yes.
Can you see how the wind is coming through it and the leaves are kind of doing this sort of a thing? Well, there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is on the leaf stem, which is also called the petiole, right? It's flattened, right? It's not round in cross section, but it's flat in cross section. So when the part of the leaf catches the wind on that flatter petiole, it has a tendency to flutter like that. Here's the
Yeah. Oh. That's cool.
Isn't it?
Another tree that's coming out of the mugwort that you see there, a tree with the compound leaves, looks like a black locust to me, Robinia pseudoacacia, not purposely planted, but growing nonetheless. That's another one of the leguminous type of trees. This one's too young to flower, but older specimens are flowering right now. They have those white sort of clusters of blooms on them that are really, really fragrant, that are quite nice too.
To see asters blooming already. It's very early.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, down below there were a few.
Okay.
I have an opinion about the bees. If the bees are really in terrible trouble.
I've heard that it's getting better, that it's not as bad as it used to be. But that's the last I've heard of it, to tell you the truth. I'm stopping here because I wanted to point out the shrubs that we've got going on in here. These are also a type of hollies. They're more of a shrub type of holly. They're evergreen. This is Ilex glabra, or inkberry holly. And just like all hollies, they come in separate male and female plants. These are, you can start to see they've got little tiny flower buds on them. We're less concerned as designers that these get pollinated, because the berry color on these are black, which is why they're called inkberry holly. So the fruit is not very, you can't see it very well, in other words. The birds do. So we try to specify female plants, and they will get the little blackberries on them if there is a male pollinator nearby. But these are really good evergreen plants. As shrubs, they kind of take the place of like boxwood. A lot of people are enthralled to boxwood, but now that is having blight issues and that sort of a thing. This is a good,
And nematodes.
that too. But this is a good native replacement for boxwood. Looks very, very similar.
And it gets to be rather tall.
It depends on the variety. There's like an Ilex glabra compacta, which will get maybe 3 to 4 feet or so. If you were to just get like Ilex glabra, the straight species, I've seen them 9, 10, 12 feet tall or so.
Yeah.
This is one of the smaller growing ones that we've
There's some purple trees
specified.
over there.
Shamrock was this? Shamrock is a good variety that stays small like that. Yeah, why don't we go take a look at those now? I believe that is Cercis.